Hi, welcome to the Weekly Presser with Dr. Alvin Parker, head football coach of Virginia Union University. Coach, you had a rare bye week this week in football. So tell us your thoughts on this week.
Well, we won the bye week, so yeah, so that was a good thing. But we got some rest and was able to kind of just do some things we never really got to do. We still kind of worked through it, and we worked through the weekend as a coaching staff. But we gave the guys a couple days off, and we did some practicing last week too. So it was a good week to kind of catch up on a lot of things, and we're right back into it now. So I'm glad we got a couple days ahead with what we were doing, but seeing a little weather now, so just trying to battle against the weather. But we had a good practice today, so you feel good about where we are right now. So heading into the weekend.
All right, we're going to open the floor up for questions. Please identify yourself and your organization, and we'll start.
Coach, I'll be more than happy to start. Gary Stein with WCBM Radio in Baltimore, also play-by-play for Virginia Union. Coach had three players who were voted CIAA Players of the Week at their positions this past week. If you could just give us a thumbnail on each of those guys and what they mean to your team.
That previous week, I think RJ Vic made it as a wide receiver, big play guy. Makes a lot of plays in the passing game for us right now. So we count on him a lot. But we have a pretty good receiving core. That get to do a lot of things. But RJ's been playing pretty good the first 2 weeks. And then you have Shamar Graham, who had 17 tackles in that Hampton game. Who was able to to get some awards that week. And Shamar's led us in tackles for the last 2 years. So that was kind of nothing necessarily new for us. And then you had, I believe,
Reggie Vick.
Yeah, and then, how can I forget that one? So Jada's Jada. So that's kind of what it is. So I think everybody knows what those three guys mean to us. Along with a lot of the other guys that we have that are performing pretty daggone well right now too.
Coach, in order for Jada to do his thing, obviously the five guys in front, sometimes six, have to do their thing. They don't get the attention that most other players do, certainly the skill position players. Can you talk a little bit about your offensive line and what you've seen so far from them?
The people movers, them guys are doing a heck of a job through the first 2 weeks. In terms of just kind of doing what we ask them to do, they don't necessarily get the shine, and they understand that, and they know, kind of what they play, but it goes to our offensive line coach as well. Coach Fink, he's doing a heck of a job with those guys, having them ready to play, and it's a pretty daggone deep room for us in terms of guys that can play. We have a lot of guys that can play up front, so getting a chance to kind of see some of those guys through 2 weeks, and getting a chance to kind of see some of the young guys progress. And see some of the old guys kind of cultivate those young guys has been something that's been kind of real enjoyable to watch. And while they might not get the recognition, necessarily in the paper or, on in the awards or anything like that, as a team we recognize those guys a lot. We know how much we put a lot of stuff on their back. So, they get the recognition in-house, so to speak.
Yeah.
Sean or Chris, do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, I'll throw one at you, Coach. Sean Robertson with CBS 6 and host of the Alvin Parker Coaches Show. Shameless plug. As you prepare for your first conference game Saturday, how much did the preparation start, let's say, at the beginning of the year? You knew you had 2 games and a bye week before Smith. So how much preparation started, let's say, in August to get ready for this, so you didn't want to put too much or put everything on these guys during the bye week and leading up to this game?
Not necessarily a lot, because I think we take things around here kind of week by week. And when we were in camp, we kind of focus on maybe making installations and doing different things like that. And then we got the planning for week 0, and on into week 1. And then with the bye week, we felt like we could kind of readjust to kind of see where we were, based on what identity we created the first couple of weeks and things like that. So not really prepared for that in a sense, but I think, you always have it in the back of your mind, when conference play and when you get to play in the CIAA teams, because it's a lot of familiarity. The coaches kind of know each other's styles, know what each other like to do, because we get to play against each other every daggone single year. So, you know what you have, and you know what you have to do at that point. So, to say kind of preparing for it early on, probably not. But, around here, it's kind of week by week for us. We make sure we prepare that week.
These are not the old Johnson C. Smith Golden Bulls, 3-0. First time, I think, in over a decade they've been undefeated after 3 games. Obviously, it's led by their quarterback. When you've seen him on tape, what stands out about their offense, starting with their quarterback?
He's a lefty that can whip it. I mean, he does a lot of good things. He puts it in play, and he let those guys around him make plays. So I think with all the talent that they have on their team, you can focus on him, but they have talent everywhere. So it's going to be our job to make sure we just play our best game because they're so good everywhere. And Coach Flowers does a good job. Offensive minded coach. So he's going to have his quarterbacks developed a certain way. So it's our job to make sure we just go in there again, like I said, play our best game and be ready for everything that they're going to throw at us.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about the lefty quarterback just in general. I've always thought about this. Is it different preparing for a left-handed quarterback, considering that the right tackle is now the blindside guy? Like, what challenges, if any, does that present to a defense?
I think it presents the same challenges because I think the first couple of weeks, we went up against a variety of guys, and seeing a few different type of quarterbacks, a few different type of styles, and it's giving us a chance to kind of make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do, no matter who's going to be under the center. So, I don't think it presents any different type of challenges. I just think, it just lands the ball coming out a certain way faster, certain areas and things like that more so than anything. But when you're talented, you could be ambidextrous almost. You throw with either hand. I think their talent is just that good on their entire team.
And Coach, we talked last week about how Hampton was able to run the ball in the second half, specifically Burris and also Zealous and Mays. When you went back and kind of looked at some things from that game, were the issues defensively, how correctable were the issues defensively for you guys?
Extremely correctable. I think, our defense does a great job. Coach Pointer and the rest of the defensive staff over there do a great job. So, it's always fixable. It's not hard. I think more so than anything, the guys kind of seen a few of their mistakes before we even kind of got to it. So we corrected it, and it was pretty daggone quick, and we moved on. So now all the focus has kind of been on Johnson C. Smith, in terms of making sure that we're in position to stop those guys. But it just was pretty easy. The corrections were pretty easy to make, and because again, the kids knew what they did wrong.
Chris, have you got any questions for Coach?
I think he's muted.
Yeah, Chris, I can't hear you. There you go. Okay.
Okay, all right. So, Coach, I got a couple questions for you. So, Johnson Smith is a team that almost mirrors you guys in a couple of categories, and one that really stands out is tackles for loss. They're second in the conference behind you all. And talk a little bit about what you're seeing from that defense and how, you all plan to kind of work with that defense.
Yeah, well, the numbers on defense are what they are, and the numbers say that they're a heck of a defense, and it's kind of carrying on from where they were last year in terms of not allowing teams to move the ball on them and things like that. So, it's going to be our job to make sure that we're clicking on kind of all cylinders on Saturday on offense because they have an extremely good defense. I think both of the backers play well. They rotate a lot of guys up front. They do some good things on the back end, have good personnel back there. So it's going to be a challenge because their personnel is good. Scheme is good too. And you're going to see a lot of things, and we got to be prepared for a lot of it. But the numbers say they're a great ball club, but when you click on the film, it makes you see a little bit more why they're a great ball club. They have a lot of guys that fly around and make plays.
Yeah, and then the other thing that really stands out too is their running game. That really takes a lot of pressure off of the passing game. And I'm kind of curious your thoughts about those two running backs that they now have in there and what Coach Flowers is able to do with them.
You say two. I think I saw three. Those guys have 3 running backs. I think that can kind of get it done. What we've seen. Like I say, extremely balanced and personnel driven on offense. The quarterback gets a chance to distribute the ball around to a bunch of guys who can make plays. So again, I thought I saw 3 backs back there that can carry it pretty daggone well for him. And again, a variety of receivers that can make plays as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Are there any other questions for Coach Parker? All right, Coach, thank you. Thank everybody for coming to this week's presser.
Thank you.
We'll be doing it again next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Hope to see you all there.
All right.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you guys.